Hi, Carice Laguerre here, and you're watching the Voters Advocate Report, your backstage pass to New Jersey legislation. Now, traditionally, we do talk about legislation, but currently we have a very heated governor's race going on. And we're going to have a special report today talking about the complete list of all the interesting candidates. First up, we have Seth Kaper-Dale with the Green Party. His goals are single-payer Medicaid for all to cover all medical expenses for everyone in the entire state, $15 minimum wage establishment, the setting up of a New Jersey public bank, similar to what Phil Murphy has advocated for. He wants to increase the income taxes for people who make $500,000 or more a year from the 8.97% cap to upwards of 10 to 12%. He wants to eliminate corporate welfare, reinstate the estate tax, create low-income state rental assistance, increase the affordable housing budget to $600 million. He says that he will sign the equal pay bill that has been presented to Chris Christie and was not signed, Bill S-992. He is for the promotion of illegal immigration and refugee sanctuary and asylum. He wants to create a system within the prisons where there will be minimum wage job given instead of quote-unquote slave wages. He's for the voter reform of felonies. So if you commit a felony, you should be able to vote as per his intended goal. He wants to establish a black ribbon panel on reparations. Yes, those kind of reparations for black people. Marijuana legislation is something he is in promotion of. He wants to create a moratorium on the pipeline and end that deal. As far as education, he would like to redistrict public schools to encourage integration, and no new charter schools will be established under his administration. State taxes should go down as proposed by him from the savings from single-payer Medicaid that he would like to establish, and he also would like to promote safer gun legislation. Lisa Durden is his lieutenant governor candidate. Matt Riccardi with the Constitution Party. His goals are tax relief by government consolidation, job and business growth through capitalism by the elimination of small business fees, taxes, and regulation. He wants to establish, or has already established, a teachers-only coalition to replace the teach-to-test and Common Core standards with more reality-based programs. He wants to establish local school regulation instead of federal regulations. He has a very pro-life platform where there will be no public funding of abortion clinics in the state. He wants to establish a special task force to address human trafficking and create personal attention to the Department of Military and Veteran Affairs, which he has personal experience with. He is pro-Second Amendment rights. He would like to look into non-government solutions to drug reform, including but not limited to advocacy groups, hospitals, healthcare providers, and so forth. And finally, he would like to cut healthcare costs with a comprehensive review of laws, regulations, and policies that have been established. He has no running mate selected. Gina Genovese is running as an independent. She would like to reduce property taxes by a minimum of 15% in 4 years, hopefully by consolidating municipal governments and services. She wants to reform pensions by establishing lifetime salary levels. She wants to make sure that there's full retirement prior to payout, so there's no double dipping. Eliminate service contractors, lobbyists, and consultants from receiving pensions. Increase the minimum salary to $20,000 before you can claim a pension. Reassess the age of retirement and review management fees and options. That way the funds can be better managed by the state. She wants to also promote economic growth. She seeks to do so regionally by putting an emphasis on small and new businesses that are established. She's going to support the Council on Affordable Housing, and her goal is 280,000 new affordable housing units in the state by the year 2020. She also is very pro-marijuana. She would like to legalize it and put the revenue towards property tax reductions. She also has no running mate selected. Then there's Vincent Ross, a mysterious candidate who is also independent but has no social media, no website, and no detailed plan anywhere that I could find. His running mate is April A. Johnson, and there was this one picture that may give you some slight interest into what he's doing. And saving the best for last, we have Peter Rohrman for the Libertarian Party. He's an advocate for school choice in the voucher system. He plans on cutting government spending by 30% using consolidation of redundant municipalities and programs. He's an advocate for the right to work, giving state workers a choice. He wants to end double dipping for the pension system, also putting an end to corporate welfare and bailouts. He's a pro-Second Amendment candidate. He wishes to legalize marijuana, however, without the extra taxation. And that leads me to his tax plan. His tax reform plan is called Fiscal Democracy. He wishes to implement a flat tax, a 10% income tax that would eliminate all other taxes. That means there'd be no more property tax, sales tax, resort tax, gas tax, any other tax that the state has, or any fees and licensing would also go away. It would be a flat 10% income tax that would actually give you some choice. Feel free to use the link to look up the plan. This innovative tax plan will save thousands for us hardworking class families throughout the state. Carice Laguerre, or myself, I am the Lieutenant Governor candidate on the ballot with Pete. And now, Reese's Pieces. It's very obvious that all of these candidates have quite interesting points of views on ways to challenge these problems that we have had as a state for so long, for decades upon decades. It's really time that we try something new. But in order to make an informed decision, we really need to hear from all of the candidates. And with 11 days to go before the deadline for the debate, none of the candidates that I've listed, all the interesting ones, not a single one of them has reached that $430,000 threshold to get on that stage. Well, the mainstream media has already told us what Murphy and Guadagno plan to do. And frankly now, they've been quite silent because they feel like this is pretty much a wrap. So let's get back to our roots of interesting and challenging our minds and ourselves, and let's get an informed voter by November. It's what we need. My favorite quote is from myself. Collectively, we must lead if we don't want to be misled. And in order to collectively, as a state, make the best choices going forward, we have to be informed. So I would like to issue a formal, or informal if you want to call it, proposal to all of the other outside candidates, all of the independent third parties, whatever you want to call them. I call them interesting candidates. I would like to see our own debate. It's time that we get our voices out there. We can use our media contacts amongst each other and frankly create quite a stir just using our own resources. I think it's time that we get our voices heard. So let's coordinate, let's organize, and let's finally stop being misled by corrupt politicians who have their own special interests at heart. Let's be informed. Let's help New Jersey. Let's help ourselves. I'm Carice Laguerre. Thank you so much for watching the Voters Advocate Report. I'll see you next week.